Baruch atah Adonai, blessed are you, O Lord, our God, King of the universe. All right, brothers and sisters, there are more videos. All right, this one is, you hear it so many times in the church that women are not to shepherd the flock, that they're not supposed to have authority over men. I think they're taking that out of context. Your scriptures don't line up, and that's bad hermeneutics. And let me show you why. Okay? Because to be a pastor is to shepherd the flock, to take care of the flock, to lead them to still waters, like Psalms 23. Okay? We can look at a couple of scriptures. We can look and see when Eliezer goes to find Rebecca, she sees her coming to the waters, the well, and she waters the animals. Okay? As pastors, Jesus said he is the living water. He told the woman in the well, the Samaritan woman, that's what we do. We bring living water. We bring new, Jesus is the bread. That new bread as form of a teaching. Now, you go to a school and you have no problem learning English, math, or social studies, or science, or any other subject from a woman. But when it comes to shepherding the flocks, a woman can't do that because Paul said. Now, you have to understand, Paul was being prepared. He was third in command. There was the high priest, then Gamaliel, and then Paul. Gamaliel was on in years, so he would have probably not, the high priest, he would have died before the high priest, so that would have made Paul. Okay? And as a Jewish young man, and he said he was a Pharisee of Pharisees, they start learning the Word of God when you're 5 years old. Okay? Now, I know some of you have studied the Word of God for a long time, but I really doubt that there's men in the pulpit that have put in that much time. And to sit there and say, because Paul said, he, in some places Paul said, not I, not God, but I say. And he wouldn't have a woman to teach him. But I'm pretty sure that women did give him something to learn. Okay? Now, we see with Rebecca in Genesis. Okay? Now, let's look at Rachel in Genesis 29:9. Okay, in Genesis 29:9 it says, now while he was still speaking with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she was a shepherdess. Now, Isaac is supposed to be a type of Jesus. Mind you here, Rachel, his future wife, is shepherding the father's sheep, or the father's flock. Okay. Then when we go to Exodus 2, verse 16. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water, and they filled the throat of water to water their father's flocks. Then, okay, so Moses is a type of deliverer. It's also a type of Christ. So is Isaiah. And yet we see again his wife, his future wife, shepherding the father's flock. So for you to tell me that a woman can't shepherd the sheep, our father's sheep, Abba Father's sheep. Again, I tell you, your scriptures don't line up, and you're doing bad hermeneutics of the Word of God. And I'll give you one more, okay? Because it says, in 2 or 3 witnesses, I just gave you 2. I'm going to give you one more. Deborah and Judges. Judges 4. Deborah was a judge of Israel. Now, You could call any judge in this country or in any other country where you might be watching this, and you ask that judge if that judge doesn't have authority over men in that courtroom. And I'm pretty sure they're going to tell you yes. Because in the courtroom, it is the judge who has authority over everybody that comes to that court. As children of God, it tells us in the Word of God that we will judge angels. Okay? If not, then how much more can we not judge those things on this earth? Again, 3 scriptures that shows us that there are women. Now, somebody told me the other day, goes, oh, well, the reason why they don't want women in the pulpit is because, there's bad teachers. Well, I'm sorry. There's bad teachers that are men. Atrocious teachers. They are teachers and pastors, and they are not. They are wolves in sheep's clothing. They are the idol shepherds. And they would rather have a man than have a woman that might be teaching them the right word. Okay? Now, you don't have to take my word for it. Look the scriptures up for yourself so that you could rightly divide the word of God. There's also called 119 Ministries that did a whole thing. It's 5 different episodes of the Paul you never knew. They call it the Paul Paradox. Okay? There's also a man by Stephen Ben-Danoon. Some of you say, oh, I don't like Stephen. Okay. Stephen Ben-Danoon, he did a video that says what the church doesn't want women to know. That how man has twisted the word of God to such a point. So the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you Shabbat Shalom. Peace.